I'm going to show you how to create a simple map using the Google Maps engine. So first thing you do is log on to your Google account. I already am, so I'm going to go straight to Google Maps. Once there, I'm going to select Google Maps engine. I have the new version of the Google Maps engine, so this is what my screen is going to look like. And yours might be a little different. Google might ask you if you want to upgrade, so you should do that if it does, and then your screen will look just like mine does. I'll select Create New Map. And this is what the map engine looks like. The first thing I'm going to do is have a title for my map. And I'm going to save that. This area is where you can add layers, and I'm going to show you how that works in a minute. I have an untitled layer here, and I'm going to call it base layer because it's where I want to put my starting point. And the way this works is that it works like any other Google search. So this is my starting point. It's a Beacon Hill neighborhood, and I am going to add a point to my base layer. Oops, I'm making a mess here. And all I need to do is click Add to Map, and there you have it. That's it. Very simple. I can change the icon because, like I said, that's the starting point. There's other options as well, so I can just choose this little house. I'm gonna go with that, and that way I can recognize that it is my starting point, and I'm gonna center it here. Now I want to add a second layer. This one is going to be called grocery stores. So let's do a search for that. And this is what Google is giving me. This is what it recognizes as grocery stores. And I know that this is not a complete list, so I may want to do a couple more searches. But for now, I'm going to add a couple points to my grocery store layer. And the way I know that the layer is active is because there's this blue line here that tells me that the layer is active and it's selected. So I can just add the points to my map. Or I can delete with the delete feature. I can be reasonably sure that anything that's marked HEB or La Fiesta, that those are actual grocery stores. You have to be a little bit careful because Google sometimes tells you that something is a grocery store even though it is not. So, for example, this, not a grocery store, for sure. Not a grocery store either. Nope. Anyway. Now I want to create a third layer so that you can see why layers are important. This one is going to be called convenience stores. And this is what Google is giving me. May want to zoom in a little bit. Zoom in some more. And I can add these to my map and they will go to a different layer. I want to change the color or the shape. I'm going to choose square for convenience stores and use another different color and just kind of survey around. And the ones that I'm reasonably sure that are actual grocery stores, those are the ones that I am going to add. And you can kind of keep going, surveying and adding your points as you go. And just bear in mind that the search engine might not always be precise. So you might want to double check if you can, or even if you know places in your area that you want to map, you can add them directly. For example, I know that there is a convenience store at this address, and I'm gonna add it to my map. Anyway, and this is why layers are important. I can turn this layer off and the points disappear. So when the map starts getting too cluttered, you can turn particular layers off and it will only show you the information that you want to see. Or I can make that little house disappear as well. This is a very simple engine to use. It has a couple of other features that are interesting and worthwhile checking. For example, you can measure distances. I can measure distances from Beacon Hill to a grocery store, and that from that data I can say that there is a grocery store less than 2 miles from the Beacon Hill neighborhood, which is important information to know if you're considering whether or not an area is a food desert. The last thing I'm going to show you is how to import data. And for that, I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to leave it untitled because it's where my imported data is going to go. And I'm going to get it from this map that was created by the Green Spaces Alliance Community Gardens Network. What you do is that you click on the KML file. That stands for Keyhole Markup Language. So you can click on it and save it. Then you go back to the map and you click on import. And you just drag and drop. And now I have the points that I've added plus all the points that I imported from the other map. These are community gardens in the San Antonio area. And I knew about this map, so it's a lot easier and more convenient to just import the data from them, and I'm keeping their title because that is who created the map, and I'm acknowledging that. Again, I can use it for directions, but that's not really relevant. But to measure distances, it can give you some very interesting insights as to what kind of opportunities are available in a neighborhood. For example, I can say that there is a community garden in the Beacon Hill neighborhood. Anyway, that's it. This is just a very simple demonstration about working with Google Maps to create maps. You can share the map like this, save it, and right now the map is private. You can change that, change it to public on the web. Everybody will be able to see your map without having to log into Google. And this is the link that you can share via email, or you can post it on a blog, or you can post it to Facebook or Twitter. And we're done. That's it.